What's going on, guys? It's been a while since I've been on here. I realize that, but just coming to you guys right now. We're going to do some of our maintenance on the truck. Figured I'd bring you along with me and show you what we need to do. We're going to do an oil change and filters, all that good stuff. And yeah, just figured I'd go ahead and show anybody out there how to work on one of these things. We're working on the PACCAR MX-13 in a 2020 Peterbilt 579. And I do have some news I'm going to share at some point. I don't know when, but it'll probably be out there here sometime soon. I don't know when. So we're going to go ahead and work on the truck a little bit and get it maintained. So, you know, like I've said before, these things are very important to keep maintained because they are our true breadwinner, our moneymaker out here. So let's get to it. All right, guys, first things first, you want to go ahead and remove these two oil filters by removing these cartridges. You want to take the first one off and the second one here. This one is your centrifugal filter. It spins, and this is just your ordinary paper micron filter. And there's supposed to be, maybe this was taken off when they did the oil out, but there's supposed to be something down here that locks in these two canisters, but it's not on this one. So either they did away with it on 2020s and newer, or they did away with it on the new setup that I have since they put in the new, or since they did that camshaft job on here. So I don't know. Technically, the new oil cooler and everything was supposed to delete this filter right here, and it did not. It still has it. So I don't know. I'm not sure why that little locking mechanism is not there, but it's not. Hasn't failed me so far, so I think it's okay. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'll show you what we need. I went to the dealership. Oh, it's over here. Went to the dealership. Sitting over here on this Chevy. Went to this dealership here and got a oil filter, well, a PM kit rather. And with these PACCARs, they have this plastic drain plug. So you have to replace the drain plug every time you do an oil change. And then, of course, we've got the oil filter here. Then we've got the centrifugal filter right here. Right here is one of the fuel filters. And here's one of the other fuel filters. I believe this one is the one that goes on the, this is the water separator fuel filter. So we got this one thrown on there as well. We'll do the oil first and then we'll do the fuel. And I also got, just because I don't believe I've ever changed it on this truck. Where is it? Here we go. Also bought me the coolant filter. I don't think it's ever been replaced on here. It's a very easy filter to access. You don't even have to drain the coolant to replace it. So I figured, why not? We'll go ahead and get that changed out and we'll be good to go. This truck has pretty much all new tires on it. It's got all new shocks all the way around. New air filter, new cabin filter up there. Just replaced the air conditioning on here. New dryer over there. Had to replace the compressor because the clutch went bad and I couldn't find just a compressor clutch kit. So had to replace the entire compressor. So right there, that is. That was about $700 right there just for the freaking part. So we got that. You know, I was kind of in a bind. Really hot out, so I had to find one, and the only place open was a Kenworth dealer. So I bought one from them. And this filter kit right here, well, the filter kit with this filter and the coolant filter came out to be $310 for just a bunch of filters. So yeah, PACCAR is not a cheap brand to work on. And then of course I've got Rotella T6 10W30. That is what is recommended for these PACCARs. And then I also got some new disc brake pads. So we can replace those. We'll probably do that tomorrow. It gives you some hardware. and then the pads. So we'll get that done. A buddy of mine, he's got one of those, these are some speakers for my Mustang. Put that up there. A buddy of mine, he has a, that's right, a Milwaukee Torx impact gun. Freaking beast of an impact gun right here. With the battery and the impact gun and everything, you're talking $1,800 in this bag right here. It's absolutely insane. So we will go ahead and, like I said, that's going to be probably for tomorrow. We're going to go ahead and replace the brake pads on the drive axle, both drive axles. The front axle, the steer axle, has new pads already, so I'm not worried about that. That's good to go. I also just replaced, a couple days ago, I had a check engine light for a turbo speed sensor rather, and I replaced that. That was that little part right there that had to be replaced. You see that little skinny shiny black line? It goes all the way up to there and right to there. Yep, right there. So I had to replace that. That little part was $350. So that was fun. And got this oil pan, drain pan right here. So 20-gallon capacity. So that'll be plenty for the oil coming out of this truck. This truck holds 10.5 gallons roughly. So let's go ahead and get to it, I guess. Like I said, first thing to do is to remove the filters, put new ones in, and then you want to drain the oil. Let's get to it. Just so you know, the size of socket that you want for these canisters will be a 1 1/4 inch size socket. It's a little more snug on this one, but it still goes on there. So, yep, this will be the one you want. Let's see, yeah. I need my breaker bar on here for a little more leverage. All right, got the breaker bar out. That wasn't supposed to happen. Come back here. Come back here. You will not escape thee. Come here. Thank you. Now we'll put it back on the ratchet because I'm lazy. Ta-da! All right, now we'll just do this one out. Do the next one. All right. Ooh. Well, that's supposed to be locked in here. That was supposed to come out with that. Yeah, I don't see any metal shavings in there. That's a plus. Okay, let's take it out. At least we got the O-ring on there, so that's good. Cool. Oh yeah. Lovely. You know what? I should probably... let me try something here. I should probably move my oil pan so I don't just set it on the ground and put it in my oil drain. Let me do that real quick. Okay, now we got this one loose. Oh. Baby steps. Hey, come on now. Don't be so mean, baby. Yeah, see I put the filter down there in the drain pan. On it, rather. Hey, how's it going? Alright. Let's see how this guy looks. Okay, that's how it's supposed to be. See, still inside there. Alright. There's how they look. This is the centrifugal, like I said, but what this does, I really don't understand the purpose of it. Somebody can explain to me in the comments, but I do know that, see how it's spinning in there? It just spins in there. I don't know why. Like I said, they were supposed to put a whole new system on here when they did the engine out for the cam that deletes this whole thing, but they didn't do it. They did put a new oil filter cooler on there, but not, I don't know why they did what they did, but I haven't asked them about it. They said that it wasn't necessary on this job. I think it was just them trying to save $1 since it was under warranty. But whatever. So, oh, something else I got to do too. The spring right there is broken. The arm and stuff, it still works as a bypass valve for the exhaust, but turbo bypass valve, I believe is what it's called. So anyway, I got to go ahead and replace that spring. Got to get a new kit for it. Anyway, yeah, here we go. Let's take this guy out and see how it looks. Hey, stay there. Stay. All right, let's do this. Okay, this one, yeah, this was the fuel filter here. So let's not use this yet. Believe. There we go. Centrifugal filter rather. And we'll put it right back in there. You see right down there, there's a little thing that the end of the filter goes into, and then that's what spins and yada yada, so forth and so on. Got a new filter, a new gasket rather. We'll put that on. Take this out. It's hard to do this with one hand. I need like a, I swear I need a tripod or something of the sort. Really? You're gonna do this to me right now? Come on. There we go. All right. Okay, here we go. We'll just stick it right down in there. And yes, when you take it out, it was, the old one was actually dry as a bone in there. So yeah, the oil is obviously comes out of this hole right here. And yeah, so when you take it out, don't just dump it over like this thinking there's no oil in there, because there absolutely is. All right, I'm gonna need both hands. All right, see guys, it's just gonna spins just like so. Just like the merry-go-round when you were little kids and you like to sit on the horsey, but this is a little bit more expensive. Okay, let's do that. All right, just a short little note. When you look at these, see how it says 65 Newton meters? That is equivalent to about 47 foot-pounds. So you want to make sure you actually apply that. That's what I did. You don't want to go over it. You don't want to crush the washer. So just make sure that you put the proper amount of torque into that. Like I said, I knew it said 65 Newton meters on there. I wasn't sure what that equated to in foot-pounds, so I just Googled it. That's the amazing thing about Google. There's actually converters on there, on calculator converters that do that for you. So if you are confused and you see that 65 Newton meters, just Google Newton meters to foot-pounds, and it'll give you the answer. And it came out to be 47.5 foot-pounds. So we got that on there. We got to do the other one. I would turn this one over to show you on the canister for the bigger one, but there's actually oil in that canister, and I don't want to dump it all over my driveway. So let's go ahead and get that filter in and put it on the truck. Okay, now as you can see, the filter is locked in. And we'll just put it right there. Don't forget to put that new band on there. And yes, it is lubricated. I did put oil on it. And as you can see too, it'll probably say up here, let me just double check it. It should say Newton meters up there as well. Oh, it does not say on that one. Okay. Okay, let's just tighten her down. Let's try this again. I was recording in the wrong format. Anyway, this is the new Allen, or the new drain plug. I would highly recommend anybody who works on these trucks themselves get you a nice Allen key / Torx bit set. I bought this off Amazon for $100. I really should put a link in here with a affiliate, shouldn't I? Anyway, yeah, I would highly advise that. It's very beneficial. But we're going to use this new drain plug to figure out the exact size that we need for removing the old one. Now it says right here, it says push and turn to close. No kidding. Max 4 Newton meters is what that says. So we want to do a max of 4 Newton meters. That's going to be like 3 foot-pounds. So yeah, so anyway, you don't want to tighten this too tight because it's a plastic drain plug going into a plastic oil pan. So that's a bad news bears right there, guys, if you tighten it too tight. So anyways, I highly recommend a kit like this for working on this stuff. All right, just so you know, guys, this right here is an H5 right there, H5/16. That goes inside the goes right in that hole just perfectly. So we'll go ahead and get down there and get the old one out, let it drain into the drain pan, and then yeah, then we'll put new oil back in. All right, guys, right here is the drain plug right there. It's a little bit right there. It's a little bit further back than I was hoping it was. I thought it was a little bit further forward. I was thinking it was like right there. So that sort of sucks simply because ow. That sucks simply because my driveway has a very slight lean to it, and the truck's, you know, leaning ever so slightly forward, which means there's going to be some oil that doesn't drain. So that really blows. But I've already got the new oil filters in. I really don't want to run the truck and turn it around. Plus, if I turn it around, I can't get it as flat in the driveway because if I do that, I'm trying to think if I want to go out in my street and do it. But if I turn it around, I won't be able to get it as flat as it is now, because right now I've got the rear of the truck in the garage, so it's flatter. It's as flat as it can be in my driveway. Should be all right, I hope. I mean, I wouldn't have to run the truck. I could just release the brakes and let it roll down the hill, I guess. With me in it, of course. I don't know. See, like, heck, I don't even know. It's not bad. Yeah, that should be okay. That's pretty flat. Yeah. See, it gets a lot steeper that way. But that's pretty flat. We're good. I think we're all right. There we have, guys. She's draining out. I love this oil pan. The drain pan I bought for it. No splash mess or anything. Just right into it. I love it. So we'll let that all drain out as much as we can. She's even got a little electric pump. So we'll let it drain out, and we'll be good to go. That plug, by the way, there's like 0 resistance on that plug when you go to take it out. 0. It's amazing it stays in there. Looks like we're pretty much drained. So let's go ahead and put the new plug back in there and put some oil in. I'd hate to do all this and forget to put the oil back in. That would be I don't think the warranty would cover that. I'll just say that. Yep, that's where I'm at right now. My neighbors are gonna love me. I gotta finish doing my oil change in the dark in my neighborhood. Running the truck after I get the oil in there. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. These little, these damn Torx, or not Torx, these damn drain plugs they are delicate, man. They are delicate. So I thought that, you know, I didn't think it was in there quite tight enough, and I was wrong. It's stripped out. I mean, I barely applied any extra torque to it because I knew that it just stops. It doesn't thread in there, it just stops, but it still felt a little loose. So I tried to put a little more torque on it. And when I did that, it just screwed it up. It destroyed the drain plug because you're supposed to put a new drain plug in every time you do the oil change. So I had to run to the dealership, get another one. Pain in the ass, man, I'm telling you what. Golly, I can't believe that. But yeah, truck sitting in the driveway with no oil, so we got to get back to it. All right. Well guys, today we're going to go ahead and this is a continuation of the last video. I didn't film this part, but we did do the brakes. I borrowed, like I said, I don't think it was in the video, but a buddy of mine let me borrow his Milwaukee Fuel 1-inch extremely high torque impact wrench designed for trucks up to like 2,000 foot-pounds. Really cool tool. It has an actual lug nut mode on there, so that when you put the lug nuts back on, you don't break your wheel studs, because it's got enough torque it will destroy your wheel studs. But it's operated with Bluetooth with an app. I don't like that about it, but the tool itself is cool. Anyway, he came over and helped me figure out that tool because he was in town, so we went ahead and knocked out the brakes real quick. But so we got all new drive brakes, all new pads. They were original. These calipers had never been taken apart. The pads had never been taken out. You can tell that because there was silicone on the cotter pins that hold the bracketry on to the caliper. And the crazy thing about that is I've got about 630-some thousand miles on this truck now. And those were the original shoes, or not shoes, but original pads. That's absolutely crazy. That's a testament to how good these engine brakes are, because going down hills, I rarely use the actual brakes, you know. Engine brakes are just so, you know, they're so effective on these trucks. So anyway, right now we got new brakes. I've done all the filters, fuel filters, oil filters. I did the oil. I came back home. I had to finish the oil change at night after I stripped that plug out. So I finished the oil filter and got a new coolant filter on there. Like I said, the fuel filters are replaced. But something we noticed the other day, this spring right here, it's broken. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to do that. And that is the push rod and spring for your opening and closing of the boost pressure valve, or back pressure valve, back pressure valve, which is this assembly right here. And I'll tell you what, guys, from this bracket right here, or not bracket, but from this gasket here to right here, that little assembly right there by itself is $3,000. If this spring breaks, which happens very often, I mean, yeah, that's a very common breakage. You can buy the spring for 50 bucks at the dealership. And then I bought this arm too, because my cousin, who, you know, is a Peterbilt tech, he was telling me that the bearings in these push rods go bad. So while I have it taken apart, I might as well just go ahead and put a new push rod on there. But this push rod was $90 for just this. That's it. For just that. That was 90 bucks. But anyway, yeah, so we'll go ahead and try to get that taken apart. There's nowhere on YouTube on how to do that, exactly like how you seat the spring and everything. So we'll just have to wing it, see how it goes. I do want to make mention though too, you want to be very careful. There are some very, very, very small C-clamps right here. It'll focus. Please. Come on, phone. You can kind of see it right there, that C-clamp. Anyway, yeah, that thing right there. You will, of course, you do get new ones with the new kit and everything, but you still want to be, careful you don't lose them when you put the new ones on. All right, guys, we got the old spring off. I ended up breaking it into some little pieces, but basically you eventually just walk it the rest of the way off. And currently, right now, I'm just trying to walk this one back on. And you want to kind of tuck it. You want to kind of eventually, this end right there needs to walk up here and then go between this and this. If that makes any sense. But yeah, now the tough part is just walking this. There's a lot more resistance on this now. I've walked it on this far, but now I got to walk it on even further. And it's just getting harder and harder to walk it. So we'll see what we can do without breaking it. All right, guys, we got the new spring on. There is a tab down here on the bottom. You've got to get the spring to go around. And then once you do, look at that. See how it's pulling it back up? Working good now. Got the new push rod on here. I've just got to put the little C-clamps and washer back on, and they'll be done. I might need to use both hands because that C-clamp is tiny, tiny. Look at that, right there. So it's got to go on right here. I'll show you guys. I gotta get the washer on there first. Okay, the washer goes on there like that. And then, yeah, so I'll need two hands or that washer's gonna fall off, but we'll get her. I'll show you in a second. All right, guys. Well, you saw in the last video, not in the last video, but in the last clip, I was working on replacing what's called the BPV spring, the back pressure valve spring. And we got that replaced, got the new one on there, just didn't quite show that part. It got really late, and it was being very stubborn, very stubborn. So anyways, yeah, I got that new part on there, that new spring, and we'll show you how it looks really quick. It's hard to do this when I got a big steep driveway. Right there, that guy. Right there. Got a new one on there. That and this arm right here is also new. So now, now it's very tight. You can't even really move it, which is a good thing. That means it's working. That means it's where it should be. Before, you could move this up and down without any resistance whatsoever. And I was getting, a code for the turbo speed sensor right there, and I replaced that. But this could have also been a reason for that code. So we went ahead and replaced all those parts, and like I said, we put the brakes on the truck, on the drive. The fronts are pretty much all new. They were replaced not very long ago. And of course, new water separator filter, new fuel filter. But yeah, brakes down here are good. This thing passed a DOT inspection at the dealership with flying colors. And like I said, we got new brakes back here. So, yep, all new brakes. You can't see them from here, but they are there. So this truck is ready to roll, man. I'm telling you, I put a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of sweat and everything, just getting this truck up and going. Not that there's anything really wrong with it per se, but making some changes, guys. We had to make some changes. We'll get into it eventually. You guys might even see it without me even meaning to show it. But anyway, yeah, so we had to make some changes, and there's more changes to be made. So we're just gonna kind of leave it at that for now. But yeah, I went ahead and got new coolant filter. I mean, yeah, it's got a new air filter. Of course, it's got all new shocks all the way around now. This truck's good to go. Tires are all new. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so that's like I said, the last video was just me doing that coil and everything, and some maintenance on the truck. Some much needed maintenance, and like I said, the brakes were definitely now the buddy of mine, I was very fortunate, the friend of mine that lent me that impact wrench, he was in town, and he actually came over and got that going for me with that app, because I couldn't get it on the app to work for me, so we had to use his app on his phone. It was kind of finicky like that, so we got that going, and yeah, we made a quick work of those brakes. I will tell you guys though, on these disc brakes, they have my buddy's he's gonna watch this video and be screaming at me at the screen, telling me what it's called. What are they called? They're basically bits. They're like a little socket bit, and they're designed to brake before the man, my mind's, it's been a long couple of weeks, guys. Very long couple of weeks. Anyways, it's designed to brake before the slack adjuster bolt breaks. Problem is, they make it brake too easy, this socket, and they're like $10 a piece, and they break. You breathe on the damn thing wrong and it breaks. He found a way to basically redneckify it, and we got it backed off because we couldn't back off the slack adjusters to get the discs, or to get the not the discs, but the pads out. So we had to back off the slack adjusters to do that, and it's really a simple process. Once you get the slack adjusters backed off, you pull out the old pads, and then you put the new pads in. Then you crank down the slack adjuster until it's against the back of the pad, and then you back it off 3 clicks and you're done. It's just that simple. You don't have to take the caliper off or anything. And a set of pads per axle is only $130. That's all I paid, $130 per axle. So $260 for both drive axles. That's phenomenal. That's dirt cheap, especially if you do it yourself. So that was not bad. It was really not a bad job at all. The hardest part is just taking the wheels off, because obviously they're not light. Now, I did have a special, I did buy a wheel dolly, wherever it's at. Where is that wheel dolly? Oh, right here, yeah. Right here, got the wheel dolly. And that made it a little bit easier, of course. And then, of course, I don't know. And then, of course, when I did my oil change, this right here is what I used for my oil change. A 20 gallon oil pan, and it's got a pump right here. And that pump, this pump right here, makes quick work of emptying this pan out. You know, probably pumps about I'd say a good gallon of oil every 25 seconds is about what it pumps. So not bad. That whole contraption there only cost me $150. Pump and pan and everything. So, you know, very well worth the money. But yeah, so we got all that, like I said, we did the oil change on it, everything. So it's got fresh oil. It's got everything. I mean, it is red T2 roll. I just got to get it rolling. So anyways, guys, that, like I said, we'll talk about the changes in another video. Right, this video is just about the maintenance I did on the truck here recently. But yeah, we will talk about the changes and what's going to happen, what it means. So y'all have a good one out there, and hope you all survive to thrive, and hope you all stay safe out there. So you guys take care, and we'll talk to you in the next video.